Aloha. My name is Hoopio Balaz. I am a member of Special Olympics Hawaii and a representative of the Terminators delegation. Today, I'm going to talk to you all about my health and eating habits before I joined Special Olympics and after I joined Special Olympics. Now, many years before I joined Special Olympics, I had eating habits that were very unhealthy, so to say. I looked out of shape, and I wasn't what you would call an active person. I can trace back the origins of my unhealthy eating habits to around my middle school years. Those years all the way up to around late 2018 was when I was indulging in overeating unhealthy foods. Among my habits included the following: drinking soda as many times as I could get my hands on them, having little to no fruits and vegetables on my plates of food, an overabundance of meat, especially beef and carbohydrates such as bread and pasta, horrendous balancing on my plate, both in what I had to eat and how much I would consume, and having a love for sweets that got way out of hand. And just to make things even worse, I lacked the motivation to go outside and exercise, and my eating habits also left me lethargic and with a dose of apathy that I had in me. It made for a very bad combination. It was not a good time for me during that time, admittedly. In 2018, when I moved out from my old hometown of Wahiawa and now lived with my aunt, uncle, and grandparents in Waimalu, they took me to the doctors. After looking at my weight and reading what the doctors were telling me, admittedly, it shook me to the core. The bad habits I had accumulated over the years were now posing a great sense of danger to me. And as a result of reading my reports, I needed to make a change in my habits of eating and physical activity. This also began to coincide with my time now as a member of Special Olympics. When I first joined, I still looked out of shape, but as time began to move forward, so did my new habits in eating and exercising. Among the new things I decided to try and implement now include the following: consuming less meat on my plate, with turkey or chicken as the meats that I consumed the most, eating more fruits and vegetables, having a better balanced plate of greens, carbs, and proteins, reducing my consumption of sweets and sodas just once a day, and having one day on a week where I would eat a meal that was outside of the healthy bubble that I was building. I began to teach myself not to indulge in overconsumption. In addition, I began to exercise more regularly, be it swimming, jogging, and practicing some of the sports I had now begun to partake in Special Olympics, like softball and bowling and bocce and soccer. In addition, when I saw people in Special Olympics for the first time in mid-2018, I saw how many people were active, particularly on the soccer field, and I wondered if I was going to be as good as the participants. However, it all paid off, and it got to be the healthiest I've ever been in years. In addition, I also for a while got to be a health messenger, and I even detailed my habits before and after I joined Special Olympics. And while there was a time where I managed to keep up my habits well, to the point where I managed to lose weight and be at my most fit in years, those times were not to last. During the COVID-19 pandemic that started in early 2020, I couldn't get out of the house much to exercise. And because of this, and me having a slip up in my consumption of food, I gained back several pounds that I had lost, which made me feel disappointed because I felt like my time to lose weight felt like it was being wasted. But as of now, I'm trying to get more active in bettering my care for myself, such as refining my ways of eating, be it consuming less and making the healthiest choices in food, and exercising more often to make myself healthy at this stage in my life. I mean, even with my current weight fluctuations, I can still find a way to make better choices when it comes to eating and still be active and exercising as well. I mean, on my desk behind you guys, there is me playing soccer, even with my current appearance, and I still manage to do pretty fine. I'm also glad that I received support from my family, especially my auntie, who had helped me with taking better care of myself. From the beginning of middle school all the way to 2018, I had indulged in a lack of exercise and overindulgence in food consumption, and after witnessing Special Olympics competition in person and finding out how my habits were harming me, I began to partake in my journey to lose weight, with several challenges and several successes within my journey. I wanted to tell you my story because while I know that the change can be difficult and the journey to become healthier can be quite the uphill task, I can assure you that it will all pay off in the end when the right choices are made, and caring for yourself, not just physically but mentally, can also help you in the long run. Mahalo for hearing my story.